Before I even start this, I want to preface something. So the last reaction video I did with my first ever song that I put out, and after consulting with my people and whatnot, two things were that came to realization for, like, came to life for me, right? One, I was definitely way too hard on myself. And, you know, I just need to realize that, you know, we all start somewhere when we first start doing something, right? It's always gonna be a rough go on your first, you know, whatever it is, your first song, your first stream, your first video, this, that, and the third, right? So I just need to react to this with a different kind of mindset where, you know, I need to realize that, you know, I needed to start somewhere. And I did have people behind me that were not necessarily telling me not to do things, but they would give me constructive criticism on how to be better with certain aspects of what I was doing when I was starting out. So, you know, I had a good team, and I was not thinking about that during my first reaction of my first song. So with that being said, we're going to dive into this reaction and not be too critical. I mean, not too critical, but not too hard on ourselves. We're not going to try to be too, we're going to try to not be too hard on ourselves. And we're going to just, we're just going to break it down. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and break this down. So this is my second song that I ever came out with. You guys know the song, Listen to Your Heart, I would hope. It's a very popular song. Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. So I really hope you guys know this song. Otherwise, I'm looking like an idiot and sounding like an idiot right now. But I heard the beat for this song, and I really wanted to make something vulnerable. What I did is what I talked about my experience with getting bullied. And this was the first song that I ever put out that spoke about that experience. And this was the second song that I was ever putting out. Without further ado, let's listen to this song. Here we go.
I know there's something in the wake of your smile. I get a notion from the look in your eyes. Yeah, you've built a love, but that love falls apart. A little piece of heaven turns to dark. Listen to your...
And that chorus, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Like, you wouldn't think that pitching something up that high would sound that good, but it worked, and I loved it. So let's bring it back just a little bit, and let's dive into the first verse.
Turns to dark. Listen to your...
Always listen to it very, very closely. But right now, let me tell you my story. Let me take you back when my life was messed up and whack. The tail of the knife in my back.
So listening to this, like, you can tell my flow is still all over the place. But you can tell that the timing is almost there. It's almost there. But let's listen to those first few bars.
Always listen to it very, very closely. But right now, let me tell you my story. Let me take you back when my life was messed up and whack. The tail of the knife in my back.
Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I need that was a lot in one go. So hold on. Let's back it up. Let's hear it.
A little piece of heaven turns to dark. Listen to your...
Always listen to it very, very closely. But right now, let me tell you my story. Let me take you back when my life was messed up and whack. The tail of the knife in my back.
So that's pretty much the introduction to it, right? And listen to it very, very closely. But right now, let me tell you my story. Let me take you back when my life was whack. The tail of the knife in my back. I'm pretty sure I messed that part up a little bit, but you guys get the point. You know, that's the introduction to the song, and this is me introducing everybody to my story. But yeah, so that's how we open the song up, introducing people to my story. And now we're about to dive into my story. So let's listen to my story.
Listen to it very, very closely, but right now, let me tell you my story. Let me take you back when my life was messed up and whacked. The tail of the knife in my back before my pierced ears, back when I didn't have the respect from any of my peers, back when I had a load of fears.
Okay, there was a lot going on in that part, so let's try to break that down.
Very closely, but right now, let me tell you my story. Let me take you back when my life was messed up and whacked. The tail of the knife in my back before my pierced ears, back when I didn't have the respect from any of my peers, back when I had a load of fears.
Back before my pierced ears, back when I didn't have the respect of all my peers, back when I had a load of fears. Taking you back before everything, you know, before I grew up, before, like, just taking you back to when I was a little kid, right? Just taking you back before I decided to be an MC, back before everything, you know? We're taking you back in time. Is basically what I'm talking about right there.
Ears, back when I didn't have the respect from any of my peers, back when I had a load of fears. Right now, that's amazing. I never thought I'd see myself up on the stage doing all this rapping.
So that was a bit of reflecting right there.
My peers, back when I had a load of fears. Right now, that's amazing. I never thought I'd see myself up on the stage doing all this rapping.
Right now, I never thought I'd never see myself up on the stage doing all this rapping. Like, come on, man. Never thought I would see myself at this point. So I'm basically, you know, letting you know, like, I never thought I would be here at this point. You know what I mean?
Knife in my back before my pierced ears, back when I didn't have the respect from any of my peers, back when I had a load of fears. Right now, that's amazing. I never thought I'd see myself up on the stage doing all this rapping.
See, I like, life's amazing. I never thought I would see myself at this point. You know what I mean?
Respect from any of my peers, back when I had a load of fears. Right now, that's amazing. I never thought I'd see myself up on the stage doing all this rapping. Check it, but let's go back before I performed at a show, before I decided to be Mr. Dangerous Joker Joe.
Let me take you back. What did I say?
Doing all this rapping. Check it, but let's go back before I performed at a show, before I decided to be Mr. Dangerous Joker Joe.
Let's go back before I performed at a show, before I decided to be Mr. Dangerous Joker Joe. That's what D.J.J stands for, Dangerous Joker Joe. I'll go make a whole separate video of why I chose to name myself that on another day, because right now is not the time or place. But, you know, let's go back before I decided to do what I'm doing now. Let's go way back. You know what I mean? Just taking us back. Like, this whole first part of the song is taking us back. So, let's continue.
But let's go back before I performed at a show, before I decided to be Mr. Dangerous Joker Joe. Let me take you to my past. Don't worry if I'm moving too fast. That's why I'm at the finish line. You're coming in dead last.
Let me take you to my past. Don't worry if I'm moving too fast. That's why I'm at the finish line. You're coming in dead last. That's a bar. That's a bar. That was a strong bar. I mean, my flow, it could be sharper, right? But the intention is there, right? The intention is there, and the execution's almost there. Like, the timing is all over the place, but it's close.
Be Mr. Dangerous Joker Joe, let me take you to my past. Don't worry if I'm moving too fast. That's why I'm at the finish line. You're coming in dead last. I used to be a quiet, reserved child. I never was enthusiastic, loud, or wild.
I was a quiet, disturbed child. I never was enthusiastic, loud, or wild, I think is what I said. Just giving you some basic characteristics of how I was when I was a kid. So with giving you these characteristics, this is going to lead into me talking about my experience with getting bullied as a kid. So yeah, I'm just basically telling you how I was as a kid, and now we're about to find out about what I went through as a kid. So let's talk about it.
Dead last. I used to be a quiet, reserved child. I never was enthusiastic, loud, or wild. I used to get insulted and bullied around. A few times I was shoved to the ground.
I used to get insulted and bullied around. A few times I was shoved to the ground. So now we're getting into it. Now we're talking about it. So let's continue talking about it.
Insulted and bullied around. A few times I was shoved to the ground. Suicide, never tried it. At the time it seemed fit, but no, I was a bigger person. I listened to my heart and I learned my life lesson.
Suicide, never tried it. At the time it seemed fit, but no. What did I say? Hold on. That's a very important part of the song.
No, I was a bigger person. I listened to at the time it seemed fit, but no. Suicide, never tried or wild. I used to get insulted and bullied around. A few times I was shoved to the ground. Suicide, never tried it. At the time it seemed fit, but no. I was a bigger person. I listened to my heart and I learned my life lesson.
That part in itself is pretty self-explanatory. Suicide, never tried it. At the time it seemed fit, but no. I was the bigger person. I listened to my heart and I learned my life lesson. So that just basically tells you, you know, suicide was on my mind. I'd never thought about trying it, but then the thought would creep into my mind about trying it. And then I don't know what would come over me, but I decided not to go through with it. And I listened to my heart and it became a life lesson. And now I use this life lesson to spread my message and spread my story. So we were starting off strong early on. Crazy that this song is 13 years old, though. It's probably older, to be honest, because I think this mix of the song itself is a different mix than the original mix, if that makes sense. Let's continue.
I was a bigger person. I listened to my heart and I learned my life lesson. Believe me when I say life is worth living. Don't always take a chance because you might start losing.
There we go. Our flow is on point right there. See, our flow right now is all over the place in this song because we're still trying to figure it out as an artist. But there's points where it's like it's there, you know? So let's go back and listen to that part, actually. That was a good part.
And I learned my life lesson. Believe me when I say life is worth living. Don't always take a chance because you might start losing.
Believe me when I say life is worth living. Don't always take a chance because you might start losing. Basically telling you like life is a gamble. And if you take a chance, you could lose. So basically just giving out knowledge in this song in a way.
I listened to my heart and I learned my life lesson. Believe me when I say life is worth living. Don't always take a chance because you might start losing. You are strong enough to chase what you dream. That's my lesson to you. Now sit down and listen to your heartbeat for a few.
You are strong enough. What? You are strong enough. Huh?
Don't always take a chance because you might start losing. You are strong enough to chase what you dream. That's my lesson to you. Now sit down and listen to your heartbeat for a few.
You are strong enough to chase what you dream. That's my lesson to you. Now sit down and listen to your heartbeat for a few. Basically telling people, you know, don't be afraid to chase what you're passionate about. Do what's uncomfortable, you know. Listen to your heart, basically. It's just the whole theme of this song. Pun intended with the chorus that we're about to listen to, but we could actually skip the chorus and go into the second verse and break down the second verse. So that first verse was an introduction to me talking about how I never thought I would be where I'm at because of things that I've gone through in life, right? I was bullied as a kid, you know, 5th grade year, bullied almost every single day, and nearly took my own life, and then decided to keep going, and now here we are. Chasing our passions, living our dreams, and doing what we've always wanted to do, you know? The second verse, if I remember right, pretty much details what I went through while getting bullied. Let's continue listening to this. Let's skip the chorus, and let's just go right into the second verse, and let's break down the second verse. That was really harsh. Oh my God.
And I tried, I really did, but nobody would help a scared and lonely little kid.
So now here we are. We're going to be talking about what we went through when we got bullied. And the song said, listen to your heart. And I bounced off of it saying, and I tried. I really did, but nobody would help a scared and lonely little kid. We'll elaborate on that in a second. Love this chorus.
And I tried, I really did, but nobody would help a scared and lonely little kid. Grade school, my toughest years, I went in alone because I couldn't get help from any of my peers.
So let's talk about that. Let's break it down. And I tried, I really, really did, but nobody would help a scared and lonely little kid. Grade school, my toughest years. I went in alone because I couldn't get help from any of my peers. When I was going through what I was going through, the people around me would not help me because they were scared of potentially going through the same thing that I was going through. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I don't want anyone to go through what I went through. You know, grade school was a really hard, a really challenging moment in my life for various different reasons. But the main one being I got bullied a lot and it took its toll. And honestly, from what I experienced then leading into now, like it's taken its toll on my mental health. You know, there's moments where I have to catch myself on like what I'm thinking, you know, especially on a low day. You know, I really have to be mindful. And you know, when I'm going through my mental health journey and my challenges, you know, I just have to, you know, remind myself like I am loved. There are people around me that love me and care about me. I do have people to go to if I need help. I have an outlet to utilize, not even just one outlet. I have multiple outlets to utilize to help pull me out of the funk. You know what I mean? But during that time, it was really, really hard because I didn't feel like I had anyone around me. And I never brought it up to my parents because I was honestly, what's the right word I want to say? I don't know what the right word is I'm looking for, but I was hesitant mainly because I didn't know how they were going to react. I didn't know if they were going to pull me out of school. I didn't know if they were going to try to put me in a different school where I know nobody and could potentially go through the same thing. I didn't bring it up to the teachers, because they didn't really make me feel like I could go to them. Let's continue listening. So that's the breakdown right there for that.
Little kid, grade school, my toughest years. I went in alone cause I couldn't get help from any of my peers. Did it make these guys feel better or bigger that I couldn't do a single thing being smaller?
Whoa, I just heard that go to my right ear. What in the mix was going on here?
Any of my peers. Did it make these guys feel better or bigger that I couldn't do a single thing being smaller?
Did it make these guys better or what? Bigger that I couldn't do a single thing being smaller? So basically it was like every time I got picked on, I always wondered, like, did it make these guys feel better about themselves? Did it make them feel bigger of a person to pick on somebody as small as I was? You know?
I went in alone cause I couldn't get help from any of my peers. Did it make these guys feel better or bigger that I couldn't do a single thing being smaller? So I pushed with all my might as the years went by. As I got older and smarter, it came the mentality of a fighter.
So now we're transitioning, you know, as time progressed and I kept getting picked on more and more and more, it just kept lighting that fire in me. It kept lighting that fire. And eventually, you know, the moment would come for me to fight back. You know, the time would come for me to stand up for myself and put my foot down and say enough is enough. Crazy.
Guys feel better or bigger that I couldn't do a single thing being smaller. So I pushed with all my might as the years went by. As I got older and smarter, it came the mentality of a fighter. Taking the abuse's whack, should show them your fire. Show them how strong you are, be a beast and fight back.
Basically trying to let everyone else know, like, you can fight back too. Put your foot down, stand up for yourself, because you don't deserve to go through this kind of abuse, you know?
It came the mentality of a fighter. Taking the abuse's whack, should show them your fire. Show them how strong you are, be a beast and fight back. Show them the reason you're the bad kid on the block. Knock them out as the time runs down the clock.
Show them the reason you're the bad kid on the block, knock them out as the time rolls down the clock. So what I was basically saying there was like fight back, but I said it in a way where it was like, yeah, fight back, like literally get physical and fight back. After this song came out and after I did you know, some public speaking with this song, I basically would have to remind people, like, I may have said something about getting violent in the song, but fighting violence with violence doesn't work. It doesn't solve the problem. If anything, it amplifies it. You know, it's like fighting fire with fire. It doesn't work, you know? So I basically had to pivot and let people know, like, I may have said this in the song, but that's not the answer. The answer is turn around, walk away. You know, if you get pushed and pushed and pushed and you snap, that's different. Because there's definitely a lot of those situations. And that's the situation I went through. I got pushed and pushed and pushed so much that, you know, once I hit my boiling point, I pulled my arm back and I swung, you know? So if you get pushed to your breaking point and you snap, that's a whole nother scenario. But if you have the choice to either fight or turn around and walk away and be that bigger person, that's option B. And I would go option B all day long. So yeah, when it comes to getting bullied, if you snap and you fight back, that's different. But if you have the choice to either fight or walk away, violence isn't the answer. Just turn around and walk away. Be the bigger person.
To walk around with your head down, be as strong as the reason you're the bad kid on the block. Knock them out as the time runs down the clock. To walk around with your head down, be as strong as a king, flash from that big shiny crown.
To walk around with your head down, be as strong as a king, flash from that big shiny crown. Basically, just like, you know, show them the reason you are who you are. Show them that person that you know you are. Show them that fire that you have.
On the clock, to walk around with your head down, be as strong as a king, flash from that big shiny crown. Don't let anyone make you feel like giving in. I would count that as treason, and in my book, treason is a sin.
Don't let anyone make you feel like giving in. I would count that as treason, and treason is a sin. Pretty self-explanatory. My flow was all over the place there, but the message is clear as day.
With your head down, be as strong as a king, flash from that big shiny crown. Don't let anyone make you feel like giving in. I would count that as treason, and in my book, treason is a sin. Just hold your head up high and keep moving.
Just hold your head up high and keep moving. Just gotta keep moving forward.
Giving in, I would count that as treason, and in my book, treason is a sin. Just hold your head up high and keep moving. Soon enough, they'll want to live like you. You being more successful, believe it to be true.
Soon enough, they'll want to live like you. You being more successful, believe it to be true. Where I'm at now, the position I'm in now in life, dude, I'm more successful with my work, with music. Like, granted, like, I'm not a signed artist. I'm not going on tour. I don't have crazy merch sales. But that's not all that makes you a successful artist. Yes, that is an attribute to it and contributes to it. What am I saying here? Jeez. How meaningful is the work that you're doing? How meaningful is the impact that you have, right? So I've been doing this 15 years, going on 15 years now. And, you know, I've impacted many lives. I've saved lives with my music and the work that I do in the community, which is just still overwhelming to think about, and in a good way, obviously. And, you know, I continue to strive to make a difference, because while I've gained more experience and knowledge about what I'm doing, I'm still a student, and I'm still learning, and I'm still growing, and you can never stop growing. Whenever someone tells me that there's a glass ceiling, I laugh in their face, because I burst through that glass ceiling a long time ago. I can transcend in anything that I do, and I know that to be possible. It's basically what I'm trying to say in this part. The reason kids bully others is because they need to be seen. If you ignore them, they lose their power over you, and that's true. That's 100% true. Anyway, let's continue.
Cause you rose up and broke through. The reason treason, and in my book, treason is a sin. Just hold your head up high and keep moving. Soon enough, they'll wanna live like you. You being more successful, believe it to be true. All cause you rose up and broke through. The way people can treat each other's pretty unfair. Most of us don't even help cause we don't care.
The way most of us treat each other is pretty unfair.
Oh well, I've said my piece. Not successful, believe it to be true. All cause you rose up and broke through. The way people can treat each other's pretty unfair. Most of us don't even help cause we don't care.
That it could feel that way. Most of us don't even help each other because we don't care, but that's not entirely true. When I hear that line back, thinking about it now, that's not entirely true. You know, people do care and they want to help. It's just a matter of either they're reserved and they don't want to put themselves in the middle of the situation, or it's because they don't know how they can help you, right? So when I hear that line back, I wish I had honestly never wrote that. There's a couple points in this song where there are some lines that I don't necessarily agree with now. And I performed this song for a long time. And while there are points in the song that people may not have agreed with, they respected the fact that I was getting vulnerable and telling my story and trying to spread a good message.
Oh well, I've said my piece. Now a minute, I would count it as treason, and in my book, treason is a sin. Just hold your head up high and keep moving. Soon enough, they'll wanna live like you. You being more successful, believe it to be true. All cause you rose up and broke through. The way people can treat each other's pretty unfair. Most of us don't even help cause we don't care. Oh well, I've said my piece. Now let's sing along to the chorus and throw our hands in the air.
Oh yeah.
Throw 'em up, y'all.
Let's listen.
I know there's something in the wake of your smile.
Uh-huh.
I get a notion from the look in your eyes.
The look in your eyes.
You built a love, but that love falls apart. A little piece of heaven turns to dust. Listen to your
Heart, listen to your heart.
I love how I did that there.
Listen to it, always make sure you listen to it.
Yes.
Yo, kids take the abuse of bullying each and every single day. Be the person to make a difference, reach out a hand, and make their day. Words and actions mean everything.
Yes. I love what I said there. Kids take the abuse of bullying each and every single day. Be the person to make a difference, reach out a hand, and make their day. Words and actions mean everything, you know? And that still holds true to this day. You know, words and actions do mean everything. And it's crazy to me that this is the second song that I ever put out. And, you know, the first song and this song were the only two songs that I had to perform for quite a bit. And, you know, as time progressed, you know, I would gain more and more respect from people. This song in particular is what started my road to talk about my experience with bullying at schools and different workshops and stuff like that. And it was powerful because, you know, there was one assembly that I did in particular where I had one it was during my senior year of high school, and we went and we spoke and we performed at this assembly, and this one girl came up to me and was in tears because you know, she was going through her own struggles at the time, and she just appreciated that, you know, that I basically spoke to her indirectly, you know? So, yeah, that was one of the most powerful experiences that I've ever experienced when it comes to the public speaking aspect of this, you know? Doing this music thing, I never thought I would experience half of the things that I've experienced. And, you know, there's still more out there that I haven't experienced, but at the same time, I've experienced a lot. And, you know, I'm very happy with the journey that I've had, You know, I'm very satisfied. You know, if I were to stop doing this tomorrow, I would know that, you know, I've done what I set out to do, and I can be happy with it, you know. But this is crazy, man. You know, this song started my journey to impact lives, to inspire and motivate people, to empower younger people to, you know, fight the good fight, you know. And, you know, I'm very proud of this song. I will say that. I am very proud of this song. Yes, there are some holes in it, and there's the flows all over the place and all that. But again, like I said at the start, you know, we all start somewhere. We're not going to start perfect, you know. And I realize that, and I'm not ignorant to it now. So thank you guys for taking the time to listen to this with me. This was really fun, and I can't wait to do more. This is really fun. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff.